Hello and welcome everyone. Today we are going to see how to implement load more or endless scroll for flat list, and we'll also make some changes to the flat list so that we can open every recipe in a detail page. So we'll make a detail page, and on click of a list item we'll route the user to the recipe detail page. So we have made couple of changes in the API. So previously the API response did not have pagination, but I added pagination with the total number of the count of recipe which is present, and limit is basically the number of items you want per request, and page. So let's go ahead and make some changes to the api.js to accommodate these changes. So this get recipes will also take a parameter called page. So along with token we'll also have page. So now when you see home.js, we were using our custom hook to fetch data. This would not work now because we need to make the API hit, make API hit and increase the page number whenever we hit the end of the flat list. So what I am going to do is make some changes to this. So let's go ahead, and what I will do is I will delete this. So we'll have so this will take page as well, and basically this will be an async function. Okay, so now we have page, and the endpoint will take page as a parameter and limit also as a parameter. What we are going to do is, like, we are going to have page like this. So let's put page, and we'll also add limit. So for simplicity sake, we'll add limit 10 here itself, but you can always take it as a parameter in the function if you want to. I think everything else will remain the same. So in home.js, we no longer would require this fetch data. So let's get rid of this. Now we need to introduce few state. So let's go ahead and do that. So we need to have a state with data. We'll call set data. This will use state, and the initial state would be an empty array. Now let's go ahead and also introduce a state called page, where we tag the current page. Okay, and the default page would be 1. Then we are going to call use effect. So let's call use effect. Okay, and the dependency will provide is page, because whenever we want to change the page, whenever we reach the end of the flat list, we'll increment the page, and when the page changes, this will trigger the use effect. So let's go ahead and implement this. So what we need to do is, like, we need to make a function called fetch recipes. Okay, so we'll take two parameters, token and the page, and let's do set data. So first we need to make the API hit. So we'll call get recipes, and we'll pass token and the page. Okay, and then we'll do set data. So we are going to add the response to data. So we are going to spread data and also spread response.recipes. Okay, so this will return the recipes array, and also it will contain the page and the count. So basically we are going to so this will be dependent on the token and page. So this will be user token. Okay, we need to call the fetch recipes as well. Recipes with user token comma page. Okay, so now you can see when I made the changes, the list is loading fine. Okay, let's go ahead and check the response really quick. Okay, so basically this is before the, so we need to log the JSON data. Let's log JSON data. So now you can see the recipes. Also the response is like this. Recipe is an array. The total number of page is 5, current page is 1. Okay, so now whenever we hit the end of the flat list, we need to increment the page, and when we increment the page, since use effect is dependent on page, this will again trigger. So let's go ahead and add that. So we'll have a function called handle load more, and basically this will set the page to page plus 1. Okay, and then we are going to use it as the function which will be triggered on end reached. So we are going to call end reached and call handle load more. So let's check. So now you can see when I'm going to the bottom, it is loading more data from the server. Okay, now we have reached the end of the list. Cool. So a couple of things we can optimize here is that I think the data is getting loaded whenever we reach more than 50% of the height. So we can control with a parameter called on end reached threshold. Yes, and change it to 0.1. So basically this will trigger load more when we reach 90% of the list. So let's check this. Yes, so when we reach 50%, it is not loading. So when we almost reach 90% of the list, this API will be triggered, and now you can see more data is coming in. So cool. Now we are going to, so basically this is it for the endless scroll for the flat list. Now we are going to add a click listener on this list item, so we can navigate to a new page called the recipe and pass the data or pass the ID to that page. So what I'll do here is I'll just copy. Okay, so let's copy something from okay, so this is a good thing. So the register is basically a blank screen for us. So let's go ahead and copy this and rename it to, sorry, let's rename this to recipe details.js. Okay, now let's go ahead and rename this to recipes. Okay, and let's go ahead and try to get past the okay, so we'll pass the ID here, so we can make an API call to the server. So let's call this details. Okay, cool. Yeah, so in order to add this to the navigation stack, we will go to app.js and we'll add it as a navigate as a stack to the home. So for that, okay, so for that what we are going to do is let's go ahead and create a home stack. Let's create stack navigation. So we'll create a stack navigator, and then also have a function home stack screen and stack all the screens which will be related to home. So here we will return so let's go ahead and import that. So basically we need to import another screen, it will be recipe details. Okay, cool. And then we are going to call replace home stack here. So instead of component home, this will be home stack screen. Okay, so I think we have set up the navigation. So let's go ahead and add the functionality to call to navigate to this recipe details page. Okay, so let's open up home.js. So in our home.js, we need to add a click listener, so whenever the list is or the item is clicked, we can navigate to this recipe detail. So in order to do that, so let's add a function called let's add a prop called item click, and we'll create a function called handle item click. Okay, let's go ahead and define handle item click here. So it will be handle, take ID as a parameter. So basically this ID is the recipe ID, and so let's go ahead and keep it like this and log the ID here. Okay, and on item click, so basically on this recipe item we will be getting a prop called on item click. So whenever we are clicking this, we need to call, whenever this row is clicked, we need to call this function with the ID. Okay, so what we are going to do here is like we need to change this container to a touchable opacity. Okay, and we are going to get on press here. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and check if we are getting the output on the console whenever we are clicking the list item. So it's saying on item click is not a function. So let's check what is the problem here. So sorry, it is like on item click here. So let's change this to on item click, and I think we should be getting the logs when we click. Okay, so now you can see we are logging the different IDs whenever we are clicking different rows here. Then navigate to the recipe detail and pass on the ID to the recipe detail page. So as we have seen earlier, that whenever we want to navigate, we'll get a prop called navigation here. So basically this is the props which the navigator provides. So we'll get a prop called navigation, and then we can use this navigation prop to navigate to any of the pages. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So it will be navigation dot navigate. Okay, so it will take two parameters. One is the recipe details, name of the screen, and then we can pass an object with all the parameters. So I'll pass ID here. So let's change this to this. So whenever we click this, it will navigate to item detail, and I'll show you how to get this ID from this. So let's go ahead and first check if you are getting handled by any navigator. So basically this is saying that navigate with payload was not handled by any navigator. Okay, so let's go and check why was that. I think okay, yeah, so we needed to change the name, so I think we can add a space here. So let me go ahead and add the space here as well. Reload and check. Okay, so we are going to recipe details now, and you can see that the back navigation is working out of the box. Okay, now let's see how to get the ID there. So we can make an API call to the /recipe API endpoint. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's go to recipe details.js and get the ID here. So basically you need to deconstruct the props. So the props are route here, so you can deconstruct route as well, and then this will contain, let's deconstruct the parameters there. So this will route.params, and then let's try to put in the ID here. So now you can see that we are getting the ID in the details. Yep, it is working. Now we can make an API call here. To make an API call, let's make some changes to API.js. So basically this is how we are going to make the API call, and let's call this to get recipe. It will take the token, it will also take the ID. Okay, instead of me it will be recipe / the ID. So we are going to add ID here. Okay, so let me quickly check the endpoint. What is the endpoint here? That is recipes.id, so it will be recipes here. Okay, everything mostly will remain the same. Let's go ahead to recipe details and wrap everything inside the fetch data component. We'll provide an action here, and the action will be get recipe. Also we need to have the token, so let's get the user token from the context. React.use context, we are going to use the auth context here. Okay, let's import that. Okay, and we are going to use user token here and the ID here. Okay, now we'll get the data. Okay, now we can have a children here. So basically what we'll do is we'll use text here and try to print data dot. Let's do title. Let's check. Okay, let's refresh and check this. I think something is going wrong. We made a silly mistake here, so this slash will not be there, so I think we're getting 4, not 4. Okay, so now you can see that we are getting the details, the the title. Let's go ahead and add ingredients. Okay, so now I think you could see that we have all our 3 data points. We can also add the image. Let's go ahead and add the image also. Let's check our recipe item. So this is how we add the image. We copy this here, and we can also copy paste this. So this will be data dot. Okay, cool. So now you can see that we have our image on top. We don't need this. Okay, so we have the image on top and the title and description and the ingredients here. But for today I think it is enough. So in today's video we saw how to do the endless scroll on the flat list, and then also saw how to add a navigator stack, so that whenever we click we go to a recipe detail page. So now you can see that both the hardware button and the back button on the screen are working fine. And we also saw how to pass data when we are navigating from one screen to other. So this is where we passed the data, and we also saw how to retrieve the data on the other screen. So we need to deconstruct route.params here, and we'll get all the parameters passed to the route. And after that, we made an API call using that ID and got data from the server. So that is it for now. Good night and take care. So if you like the video, just hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you can get notifications for the upcoming videos.